In the sun-baked desert wilderness, a divine pronouncement ripped through the Israelite camp with chilling clarity. "Separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment." God had spoken, a death sentence delivered, and by the end of that very day, hundreds would indeed vanish, swallowed by the earth itself. This wasn't some vague prophecy, nor a distant threat. It was a specific, undeniable warning aimed at a rebellious faction led by Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, along with 250 prominent men, all challenging the spiritual authority of Moses and Aaron. Picture the scene: the vast camp, a temporary city of tents under a searing sky, suddenly gripped by tension. Korah, a Levite himself, believed the entire community was holy, and that Moses and Aaron had usurped too much power. He gathered his followers, emboldened by their numbers and their perceived righteousness, to confront Moses directly. They stood before the tabernacle, the sacred tent where God's presence dwelt, burning incense, an act reserved exclusively for the priestly line of Aaron. This was a direct, spiritual insurrection, a challenge not just to Moses, but to the very order God had established for his people. The stakes were absolute: divine mandate versus human ambition. Would God tolerate such a direct defiance of his chosen leadership? An act that threatened to unravel the entire social and spiritual fabric of a newly freed nation. The ancient texts describing this event, found primarily in the book of Numbers, paint a stark picture. Moses, deeply grieved by their obstinacy, pleaded with the rebels, offering a final chance to repent. But they refused, mocking his warnings, declaring their intent to remain. The traditional Jewish commentaries, the Midrash, delve into the audacity of Korah, suggesting his ambition was fueled by a distorted interpretation of divine election, believing his lineage granted him equal claim to spiritual leadership. They emphasize that Korah wasn't just challenging an individual, but a system ordained from above. Other interpretations across centuries have viewed this incident as a powerful testament to the sanctity of appointed authority and the perils of internal strife within a spiritual community. It's not merely a historical anecdote, it's a foundational narrative about the consequences of rejecting a clear divine command. But how could such a precise, immediate judgment be understood? Was it a display of raw power, or something more profound? Something that spoke to the very nature of the covenant itself. What makes this event so uniquely chilling is the absolute precision of the divine warning and its fulfillment. Moses, speaking on behalf of God, proclaimed, "If the Lord creates a new thing, and the earth opens its mouth and swallows them up, then you will know that these men have despised the Lord." And as Moses finished speaking, the ground under their feet split open. It wasn't an earthquake, not a natural disaster, but a targeted, localized geological event. The tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, along with their families and possessions, disappeared into the abyss, and the earth closed over them. Simultaneously, a fire erupted from the tabernacle, consuming the 250 men who had offered incense. This wasn't a slow, drawn-out consequence. It was instant, undeniable, and public. For the remaining Israelites, witnessing such a direct, visceral response must have been an earth-shattering moment, solidifying the terrifying reality of divine justice and the undeniable authority of Moses. It served as an unforgettable, horrifying lesson that transcended mere words. It was a tangible demonstration of God's utter seriousness about the order he established. It left an indelible scar on the collective memory, a constant reminder of the fine line between faith and fatal presumption. This ancient account presents us with a profound, unsettling truth about obedience and consequence. In an era where questioning authority is often seen as a virtue, what does it mean to consider instances where divine warnings are not just symbolic, but literally and immediately enforced? Does it speak to a historical moment of intense instruction for a nascent nation, or does it carry a timeless message about the weight of spiritual leadership and the dangers of internal division? The story of Korah is more than a tale of rebellion and judgment. It's a window into the absolute gravity of divine expectation. It forces us to confront the question, are there modern warnings that we, as individuals or communities, are overlooking? Warnings that might lead to consequences just as profound, though perhaps less dramatic, than the earth opening up beneath us. It's a mystery that challenges us to look beyond the literal to the underlying principles of order, authority, and accountability that still resonate today. What do you believe this ancient warning tells us about our own times?